Hello and welcome back to my small little library. Let's talk about my reading plans for June. I read a lot of books the last month. Not all of them from my last reading plans video. So yeah, I think making these like rough plans what I wanna read works quite well for me. I enjoy like thinking about it beforehand, so yeah, we're gonna talk about the books that I ideally would like to read but that aren't set in stones for June, because June starts in a few days, and yeah, I really look forward to being able to read on my terrace again. I have like the terrace is on top of the house, of the apartment building where I'm in, and it's connected to my apartment, and so it's really nice to like chill out there and read in the sun. So yeah, hopefully these books are good that I chose and I'm gonna have a lot of fun. But oh, also, if I sound a little bit stuffy, I have a lot of allergies, and yeah, it's allergy season, you know. So yeah, first things first. This one is still on my reading plans. As you can see, I've already started it, but last month I just wasn't in like the mood for it. It just didn't feel right reading it, and I didn't want to like not like it just because I wasn't in the mood for it, because I don't think that it's a bad book. I just think my mood just wasn't there. So yeah, hopefully I will continue it in June. Hopefully I'm gonna be a little bit more in the mood for Terry Pratchett. Also, it's called Night Watch by Terry Pratchett, but yeah, in this really pretty library collector's edition. And then the second book, which is like try to read / maybe DNF, and that is the newest book I got in the Fairy Loot. It's called The Curse of the Saints by Kate Dramas. And it sounds like romance is quite a big factor in the book, which I just don't like, but I want to give it a try just so I can pretty much like throw it out of the books that I need to read. If I just started and realize I just don't like it, hopefully I will like it, but yeah, the chances are rather small, to be honest. But the book is really pretty, so I at least want to give it a try and see what I will make of it. It's pretty much like a classic fantasy with dark magic that rises in the neighboring kingdom, and our main characters are supposed to investigate. And yeah, then things happen. And then the next book that is also on my TBR, my want to read list from last month because I didn't get to it, and that is Bloody Rose, which is part 2 in Nicholas L. Eames' series. The first one is Kings of the Wild. It's that one up there. So yeah, this is like really fun fantasy. It's all about the amusement of the stuff. It doesn't take itself really serious, and I love it for it. So yeah, this one is about the daughter of one of the guys in the first book. So hopefully it's gonna be a lot of fun. But I think this one is like a nice sunny afternoon read, well, more like 3 afternoon read, but you know. Then, as a contrast to all of the fantasy I plan on reading, we have this one, which is The Dark Room by Jonathan Moore. This is like a thriller. We have our homicide inspector who is like investigating some death, and then we have a mayor who is blackmailed by someone who sent some photos of women who are near death. And so yeah, our main homicide investigator tries to investigate, and it gets dark. Also, it's not the biggest one, which I think is quite nice. I like a good short thriller, so we'll see how it is. Picked it up secondhand, so I really don't know much about it, but it sounds really interesting, and I always need some contrast in my reading. Then we have one book which I'm gonna put the cover here because it's coming tomorrow and that is too late for the video, but my physical copy of the second Kickstarter secret project book by Brandon Sanderson is coming tomorrow. I don't know the title right now, but you can see it on the cover here. So yeah, that is supposed to be coming tomorrow. I just got the notification that it's on its way to me. like out of the customs. They have let it go now. So yeah, I'm really excited for that one, and obviously I want to read it directly because the first one, Tress of the Emerald Sea, is it right? Yes, that one I also read directly and it was superb, so hopefully Secret Project number 2 is as well. So yeah, that one is another fantasy I want to read. Then we have one where I don't really know which one of these I want to read. Both are Rick Riordan. The first one is like the second series in the Percy Jackson series, which is Heroes of Olympus, The Lost Hero. And this one is The Red Pyramid, the first book in the, I think it's called the Kane trilogy. But yeah, it's the first one in the Egypt-themed series by him. So yeah, I want to read one of these two. Like, I want to start one of these two series. Maybe if you've read these, maybe tell me which you think is better. So I start with that one first. But yeah, I will have to decide because I don't think I will get to both of them. Because this one is really big and this one isn't like small either. But yeah, I would like to continue with Rick Riordan, because like I got so many secondhand and I really look forward to continuing his stuff because I just like history, ancient history, and I like the concept how he talks about like what he does out of the history. And yeah, it's a fun thing to read and I'm interested to see where it goes. Also, I studied Egyptology in college, well, university. So yeah, this one it's calling to me a little bit. Then the second book I don't have here is the 8th part in the Martian series by Edgar Rice Burroughs. It is the one physical book I'm missing out of the series, so I will buy that one as like an ebook if I can and read that this month because I want to continue with the series. But yeah, here's the cover. I don't have much to say about it. They are all really, really similar. I don't expect anything. No, it's not the 8th book, it's the 7th book in the series that I'm missing. So yeah, that one I also want to read. Then we have some more fantasy, surprise, surprise. And this one also was on my what I wanted to read for last month. I also didn't get to it, and that is The Outstretched Shadow by Mercedes Lackey and James Melroy. And this is the start of one of her fantasy series, and I picked it at random because I own a few of hers, but I have read nothing from her. So I wanted to finally start with that, and yeah, so I took this one. Have no idea what it's about, but hopefully it's good. And then we have a reread, simply because I watched the Lord of the Rings movies last month while doing the Lego set, the new one for the Lord of the Rings, which is like the city. And it was so great that I'm really in the mood to reread them, so yeah. Even though I have so many new books I should read, I am in the mood to pick up part 1 of the Lord of the Rings. Hopefully I can get the audiobook. I am on the waitlist, but it takes a long time to get the audiobooks because they're really popular, and I want to get it for my library, obviously. So yeah, either I get the audiobook and will listen to it, or I will read the first one. And then the last book, the last one that I would ideally want to read is the second part of the Wheel of Time. I only ever read the first one, started watching the series, didn't like it, but I think it's time that I continue, and I own this kind of old version, also like bought secondhand, and the second one is The Great Hunt. So yeah, I liked the first book well enough. I didn't love it, but I liked it well enough, and I would really like to see where the series goes, and I own the first 2 books and then part 8 and part 9, I think, because I'm trying to get them in these editions, secondhand, obviously, because these aren't printed anymore. But yeah, I would like to continue with that one, just because if I leave it too long, I won't remember the first part anymore, and that sucks. I had to do a lot of rereading because I just cannot keep up with series, because fantasy just has too many series, and I can't get after it. So yeah, that is pretty much what I want to read. Ideally, I would also still pick up another sci-fi book for a little bit of like contrast, because obviously these are a lot of fantasy books. But I have no idea what I would pick up, so I might do just be spontaneous when it comes to that, you know. But yeah, that is I think a really short and quick overview what I would like to read in June, and hopefully I will get to these books and can get my TBR down a little bit because I'm struggling with that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you like that it's a shorter one because that is really not that often for me, but yeah, maybe leave a like, comment, subscribe, that would mean the world to me, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye bye!